So, welcome back to the series, and as I mentioned to you guys a long time ago, we would be doing this, we would be finishing this off on a high note because we are finally doing Dhoom, the place where it all began. The series has come to an end. The series has been here for a while. It's been a good ride while it lasted, but unfortunately, we are here now to say bye bye to this show. In terms of this series, not the show in its entirety. I thought I made that clear, but here we go. So we're going to break it down from the get-go, one page, keeping it simple. Now, the first scene, we'll break it down. The first heist scene, that's the first introductory scene of the movie, which is very out of the box. In terms of its execution, I would say it is brilliant, and in terms of showing how subtle things were placed into play for the heist to actually work well, was amazing in terms of being engaging. You would still question what was going to happen next, and you couldn't claim that whatever you thought was exactly what happened. So there was always that, and that was always a good thing, because keeping yourselves guessing, keeping the audience guessing is all you need sometimes. Now, when you go towards the introductory shot of Uday Chopra's character, that is Ali in the movie, you finally get to see where it originated from. So the entire display of the illegal bike scene, ranging from how he's circling and staying last till he finally gets the thumbs up from the rest of the people around him who have been placing bets on him with lower wagers, and now that he's in the last position, he's going to pick it up. So all of that shows how literal illegal bike scenes work, how literal street racing works. And the fact that they executed that in such a brilliant way showed that, it was very selling in terms of his character development. So I was pretty happy with that scene. Now, another thing is, throughout the movie you see this fictional thing that he keeps doing whenever he falls in love with someone, or whenever he sees someone and he's all like, whoa, she's gonna be my future wife, and he's got that mental picture that pops into play, and his thoughts run wild with images of him and his bride and all of that. This is the only movie in which they went an extra step in terms of breaking that. So whenever he snaps out of it, they show those pictures come up again, and they just show the girl disappear. Simplicity like that keeps what you're trying to put forward very easy to consume. If you continue to pass subtle hints as to what you want to show, but you don't make the right efforts in terms of trying to show them, you're never going to be able to get that point across. So I believe that was a very, very, very essential key thing that they did, even though it was subtle, but the role it played overall was epic. So I really enjoyed that they went the extra mile with that one. Now, the John Abraham introductory shot, amazing. And John Abraham, I believe, without a shadow of a doubt, was the best villain for this series. If only he would have stayed, the rest of the movies would have been even better, and I have no doubt about it. But here's where I have a doubt about it, right? Uday Chopra rides a Suzuki Bandit S1000R, and the rest of the bikes in the heist are either Suzuki S1000, either Suzuki Gixxers, GSXRs I mean, or a Hayabusa. Now the Busa, you can understand that it's going to be exponentially faster than a Bandit, but the GSX-R, it is almost the same power and almost the same specs as the Bandit itself. So here any bike enthusiast would be like, the story falls apart, but it doesn't, because later on in the story, when one of them gets caught and the bike gets impounded, they break the bike down, and then they can find out a lot of modifications that went into play. So not just the NOS bottle, which was kinda here and there, touch and miss, but the timer, the timers, the crankshifters, they've done a lot that actually is pretty darn decent when it comes to what an aftermarket bike would look like if someone who was amazing with bikes made some required changes for their specific needs. Now, they did not need to go extremely long distances, but they needed to go super fast. So the trade-off is always going to be there, but it was a trade-off that they needed to make, and they made throughout the series to always stay one step ahead of the cops. Very well executed there as well. Now, very authentic character building throughout. the one scene in which Abhishek Bachchan's character walks into Uday Chopla's garage for the first time, he's in doubt that Uday Chopla might be affiliated with the bikes, the stealing gang, or illegal bike theft for the least. Even if he's not a part of the bank robbers, he has to be a part of some kind of illegal bike scene. So he goes in there, and the fact that he's holding a handheld recorder and he's speaking into it about the description of the bikes, and the fact is that he went through the description of the bikes quite accurately. So this is something that a lot of people neglect in terms of what they're trying to put for. That was a scene that was just to establish that he's walked into a garage, because the rest of the scene where the entire story developed was after Ali walks out and they engage and all of that. But that introductory scene in which he's talking about those bikes, such B-roll clips that are actually connected to your concept or connected to the story, that goes a long way in keeping the audience engaged. So even while these two people were talking, in my head I was still thinking to like, oh yeah, the S1000 Fireblade, he talked about the CBR 700, he talked about a lot of other bikes which were there before he moved on from them. And yeah, eventually he sat on the Bandit and all of that again. But that's again a thing, right? They went through all of those other bikes and then eventually landed on the Bandit, which was the continuity factor in the next scene as well, because that's the bike they used to go wherever in the next part of the movie. So that little interaction, that little extra effort, it goes a long way in terms of trying to put forth what you're actually believing in. So if you don't believe in your own storytelling abilities, you're never going to be able to get across in such a way that random people who are willing to watch your movie are going to be able to engage. So that breaks down the second half. Alright, now the third half of the movie, you have some parts in which it's a little iffy. The fight scenes are a little janky, I'll say. Fight scenes were better in the second and third part, that's for sure. The bike chases, however, the chase scenes, no doubt that the first movie takes that flying. Now another thing was, they went as far as to ensure that when John Abraham and Abhishek Bachchan and Uday Chopra are in this chase, they show that there's a train passing by and there's an empty slot on the train's carriage. So he decides to jump over it, but he doesn't just fly over like in the second movie where Hrithik Roshan is standing and Abhishek Bachchan just decides to fly above from some reason, because he's driving on a straight road and he just takes flight and jumps above his head. That doesn't make sense. But in this movie they showed that there's a ramp present, so they disguised a very well, I would say, created bullock cart with a lot of hay on the sides but enough room in the middle for the bikes to take off. But the fact that they included that in the shot without having that look like an actual ramp was amazing, because that level of immersiveness goes a long way. So it's just little tiny details like that for me, in my opinion, made this the best movie in the series. Now the end was also something that was tied together with all of them, that they always try to kill themselves, and only in the second part did he actually make it out alive. So in case they're trying to show that the second the Aryan, that was the second movie's villain, is smarter than the rest of these people, then yeah, okay, a little far-fetched, because I'd still say John Abraham's negative role was way better than even Hrithik Roshan's, to be fair. But John Abraham took it away from me in this one. In the Dhoom series, I would still recommend Dhoom 1 to be the best in the books. Make sure you guys check this movie out. Check out this entire series, as a matter of fact. It's on Amazon Prime. You guys can head on over there. I'm going to leave a description, and then I'm going to write a little bit more about it, because this is going to be the end of the series when it comes to Dhoom. And then I'm going to leave links to all three movies, so you guys can just go down there, go through what I have to say, and then go through the series description. It's a little blog post, trying to get into that as well. So let me know what you guys think about the blog. If it's not there, that means that I've already migrated it, so don't worry about it. Just check out the links, don't worry about it. And with that being said, we are here at the end of it. Good series. At the end of the day, I'd say I'd give it a solid 6 on 10 in terms of trying to hold you together in terms of a series. That's the only quotient on which I'm going to be rating, because I don't enjoy the whole rating point. I just want to put my points out there, and if you guys can relate to those points, that's brilliant. So that's that. Gotta make sure that you guys stay tuned, because we've got the Jurassic series coming up next, and I love Jurassic World. I love Jurassic everything, as a matter of fact. Only if there was a real Jurassic World to go to. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna head on to from the latest movie that's come out all the way back to the first. I like this range of going from the newest to the oldest. It gives you a nice refreshing range of where they were coming from, and then by the end of it, hopefully you learn to appreciate the latest one even more, or at least appreciate the journey that they've been on. So with that being said, this has been Puff Puff Binge. I'll see you guys real soon. Stay safe out there, and peace.